A calm home on Sunday doesn't happen by accident. It's built Monday through Saturday with small, steady choices, most of them so brief they barely feel like effort. The houses that feel settled at the end of the week aren't the ones that got one big clean on the weekend. They're the ones where something small was done every day, quietly and without fanfare. That's what we're talking about today. 12 habits spread across the week that keep a home feeling easy to live in, not just on good days, but all week long. Tip 1. The first 2 habits belong to the morning. The first is simple. Make the bed as soon as you rise. Not because the bedroom needs to look perfect, but because that one action signals to the rest of your day that order is possible. It takes 2 or 3 minutes, and something about walking past a made bed for the rest of the day keeps the whole room feeling settled. Studies have suggested that people who make their beds tend to feel more organized overall, and it makes sense. It's the first small act of intention in the day. The second morning habit is to clear the kitchen before you start anything else. Dishes from the night before, a counter wiped down, the dish rack emptied. A clean kitchen in the morning sets a different tone than one that already has yesterday's work waiting in it. These 2 habits together, bed made, kitchen cleared, take less than 10 minutes, and they begin the day with a sense of ease rather than weight. Tip 2. The third and fourth habits are about moving through the day with awareness rather than speed. The third habit is the simplest one in this list. Put things back immediately after using them, not in a little while, not when you pass by again, right now, while the item is still in your hand. This sounds small, and it is small, but it is the single habit that prevents the slow drift of things away from their places. Scissors left on the table, a book set on the counter, a bottle placed on the wrong shelf. Each one takes seconds to return. Left alone, they multiply. The fourth habit is tied to transitions. When you move from one part of the day to another, do a 30-second scan of the space you're leaving. Before you move from the living room to the kitchen, before you go upstairs, before you sit down after lunch. A quick look, a few things return to their places, and the home stays composed without any dedicated cleaning session. These habits don't interrupt the day, they simply keep it from unraveling. Tip 3. Habits 5 and 6 belong to the evening, and they may be the most powerful ones in this list. The fifth habit is a 10-minute tidy before bed. Not a deep clean, not a reorganization, just a walk through the main rooms, living room, kitchen, bathroom, returning items to their places, clearing surfaces, closing doors. 10 minutes, that's all. What this habit gives you is a morning that starts in calm. When you wake up to a home that is already in order, you begin the day differently. There is no heaviness waiting for you at the bottom of the stairs. No pile on the counter that you have to look past. The day opens cleanly. The sixth habit is about tomorrow. Set one small thing up at night so that the morning runs more smoothly. Lay out what you'll wear, put the kettle in place, set the table for breakfast. These are tiny preparations that take less than 2 minutes each, but they remove friction from the moments when you're still waking up and energy is lower. A home that is easy to move through in the morning feels more peaceful all day long. If you're finding these habits useful, consider subscribing and leaving a comment with the one habit you'd most like to try. It's always good to hear from you. Tip 4. The seventh and eighth habits are about the middle of the week, when the initial order from Monday starts to soften. By Wednesday or Thursday, things tend to drift. A pile appears on the table, the bathroom counter collects small items, the hallway catches things in transit. The seventh habit is a midweek surface reset. Choose 2 or 3 surfaces in the home and spend 5 minutes clearing them on Wednesday. This doesn't have to be thorough, it's simply a check-in, a reminder to the home that order is still the intention. The eighth habit is about laundry, which tends to pile up and become a weekend project when it could be much lighter. One load midweek, folded and put away the same day, means the weekend never faces a mountain. Laundry becomes a quiet background task rather than a Sunday project. This one shift alone removes a surprisingly large amount of weekend pressure. and keeps bedrooms and hallways clear of waiting piles. Tip 5. Habits 9 and 10 are about keeping specific rooms from becoming neglected. The 9th habit is a bathroom refresh every other day. Not a full scrub, but a quick wipe of the counter, a straightening of what's on the shelf, a towel refolded or replaced, 2 minutes at most. Bathrooms are small spaces, and small efforts go a long way in keeping them feeling clean and calm. A bathroom that stays tidy doesn't need a big weekly scrub the same way a neglected one does. The 10th habit is about the room where things accumulate most invisibly, the bedroom. Bedrooms tend to become catch-all spaces when the rest of the house is being maintained. Clothes collect on chairs, surfaces gather random items. The 10th habit is to spend 5 minutes on the bedroom before the end of the week, clearing what doesn't belong, putting away what has drifted. A bedroom that feels calm and clear is one of the most restoring spaces in a home. It's worth the 5 minutes at the end of the week to keep it that way. Tip 6. The 11th habit is one that happens once a week, preferably on a Friday or Saturday. A slow walk through the whole home with fresh eyes. Not to clean, not to reorganize, just to notice. What feels cluttered? What corner has started collecting things without purpose? What drawer needs a moment of attention? This gentle audit, done weekly, means that small problems are caught before they grow. A drawer that gets checked weekly never becomes the drawer that hasn't been opened in months. A corner that gets a moment of attention stays intentional rather than accidental. This habit keeps the home from drifting quietly toward disorder while you're busy living in it. The 12th habit is the simplest and perhaps the most often overlooked: rest. A calm home is not just about tidying, it's about the person inside it feeling steady. When you're exhausted or overwhelmed, the home reflects it. One of the best habits you can give your home is to give yourself permission to stop, to sit without guilt, to leave one task for tomorrow if today has already been full. Homes that feel peaceful belong to people who treat themselves with the same gentleness they extend to the space. A home that feels calm on Sunday wasn't cleaned on Sunday morning. It was tended through the week in small, quiet moments. A surface cleared here, a drawer closed there, an evening ended with 10 minutes of gentle order. None of these habits require great energy. They only require a little consistency. And on the days when even that is hard, a single habit is enough. One made bed, one cleared counter, one moment of care for the space you live in. If you've been feeling like your home gets away from you by midweek, choose just one habit from today's list and try it for 3 days. Not all 12, just one. See how it feels to practice it without pressure. That's how lasting change takes root, quietly, one small habit at a time. Small changes help a home breathe better. If you enjoy these simpler solutions and want to learn homemade recipes and habits that truly make daily life easier, I've put together a special material with many practical ideas. The link is in the pinned comment. If it feels right for you, just take a look. What would your week feel like if your home stayed calm from Monday to Sunday? Not because of hard work, but because of small choices made gently every day. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.